In this video, I'll be going over this little 2-minute song video made by this Japanese guy called Natsumi Step. Unfortunately, GeoCities for Japan was shut down some time ago, but thankfully, the Internet Archive has been saved via the Wayback Machine. Not much is known about this Flash video that is over a decade old now. It seems to have been made out of the blue. There are very few documented pages about this, mostly on very old video forums that are no longer active, and Blogspot, and most of the blog spots have been deactivated. I will be using both of these sources to hopefully explain in the video on what Natsumi Step really means, the implications, and the undertones. Upon first viewing of the video, it seems pretty harmless. If anything, it is fully harmless. A cute girl at a little train station without flashbacks, but cute animals. A lot of them. And a cat driver with an emoticon face. Everyone except Natsumi appears to have emoticon faces. Upon first viewing of the video, it starts with the cat driver and his cat train. Of course, after a few seconds, it pans to Natsumi stepping in front of the train station, with the flashback starting to begin. It cuts to a rainbow in a clear blue sky, with the title coming up as the camera pans down to Natsumi and the cat and the little hovercraft. You see a whole cast of friendly-looking cat-like characters with some other animals in the mix, all with friendly-looking Japanese emoticon faces. Natsumi then steps off with the train without the cat driver knowing them, then wanders off with the new friends. When she is hopping with the animals, we learn her full name is Natsumi Ando, and that the date is July 20th at 11:36. This appears at the top left, but this seems rather pointless to know, but it will definitely come up later. She wanders to find a cat couple sitting on a bench, then to be scared by some hidden animals. Afterwards, it cuts back to the cat driver, whom we have not seen in some time. It is revealed after a series of cuts that he has gained 2 passengers in Natsumi's place. A tall, brown cat, and a shorter, whiter cat. The driver then looks back, to his shock, not to see Natsumi there, but to see these 2 random cats, where they were not supposed to be there. We then cut to an oncoming train, then to Natsumi sitting sadly by the tracks. As the train comes closer and closer, with the headlights glimmering, we see this sad Natsumi sitting closer to the tracks. But before it comes to seemingly hit her, it comes back to the world where we used to be in, the bright, sunny little grassland area, where she looks quite happy and then turns around. We cut back to the driver, who speeds up very quickly to get Natsumi back, with the 2 passengers quite enjoying their time on the ride. Then, the driver pretty much ejects them from their seats, leaving it empty. We come back to Natsumi playing in a field of tall grass with her animal friends that she has made, but in the distance you quickly see the hovering vehicle catch up to Natsumi. Then, shortly, the cat gets very, very angry at her for leaving the ride. And then Natsumi, she happily obliges to get back on the ride. As she waves goodbye to her animal friends, you can see the vehicle makes its way closer and closer to this mountainous reddish landscape, much different than the green fields of before. Once fully in the crooked mountain valley, Natsumi points to somewhere or someplace, and the driver goes up to that location. We come to a cliff facing a vast ocean, where Natsumi pulls a little locket out of her pocket and holds it up, with her hands looking at it for a few seconds. After some time of consideration, she throws it off into the ocean, and then never see it again. Behind them, as the camera pans up a little bit, it has this little fortress-like building, with forked trees or little tridents coming out of it. She turns around and happily skips back to it, And this is where the flash video ends, with the camera panning all the way up until we see this little moon. That is the entire video synopsis. It is only 2 minutes long, but definitely has a lot going on in it. There is much to be taken in with it, and it has much to speculate on. It is a great video to speculate on. Pretty much all of the explanation blog sites and forums have been deleted or removed, as it is very old, from 2003 in fact. But thankfully, these have been archived for my sake and for your convenience. The person who made this is Koshi Ando, where you can still find this video. Of course, as all Japanese flash videos from over 10 years ago, there is very, very obvious deeper meaning to it. The driver of the vehicle is apparently named Mona. The flashbacks of Natsumi Ando She argues with somebody who we can presume to be her boyfriend, who may or may not have his photo in the little locket. We are never shown that, but it could be implied. It is a personal object to her, and is definitely related to her boyfriend and the flashbacks and her old life. Perhaps the reason why she is buying so many trains is for her to get on the train and get a better life. After all, the music in the background is a nice little remix of I've Been Working on the Railroad. Trains have a very big role to play in this little 2-minute flash video. There's a lot of trains. But there could be deeper meaning into this after all. Of course, as the synopsis, the hovercraft pulls up, but in the back we see this very large blue planet-like thing in the back with a sign next to Natsumi that could be interpreted as Earth. It pretty much does say Earth, as the text is very close to English. Basically says Earth. When we first meet the animals, you can see the backgrounds of pillars with orbs on the top, similar to the ones you see in the end of the video, which means the animals are blocking their location, or blocking the path. Of course, Natsumi, she wants to get off and meet and play with the animals. But later on, when she says goodbye to them and waves goodbye, when the animals meet up, we see 2 signs, one with 10:59, and the one on the bottom that says Go 59. Maybe. It's pretty hard to tell. But 59 in Japanese means Goku, and Tengoku means heaven, whereas Jigoku means hell. Tengoku is pointing towards the grassy fields where all the animals are playing. Jigoku is facing towards where Natsumi is heading. It is very obvious that the place that she is going to is hell, due to the cloudy gray skies, the reddish landscape, the crooked mountains, and the pillars with orbs on top of them. After throwing the locket in the ocean, we can see the fortress with a stone door with a gargoyle on top of it that potentially resembles Mona, the driver cat. One can speculate that he is the one who takes souls to hell, and the reason he got upset at Natsumi for leaving is her attempting to change her fate by staying in heaven, but is instead diverted to hell. Of course, after hopping with the animals, if you remember still, it's 11:36. The flashback with the train is coming close. There's a clock that can be read as 11:36, implying that she basically offed herself via train, and was sent to the afterlife. But why would Natsumi be in hell? Of course, she is being sent there after all. Shouldn't she be in heaven? A cute girl with a sun hat? What would be wrong? Well, of course. This will be explained next. On the GeoCities webpage, there is a second file with a file name naki.swf, perhaps meaning Natsumi Endo. But it is Natsumi crying for a bit and looking down. It goes on for a few seconds until it says end. But if you right click and press play, she has this Kubrick stare, and you can vaguely see a crowbar at the bottom. And if you open up the tab and you squish it down, you can see the crowbars in full frame the whole time, implying that she has killed somebody with a crowbar. With the flashbacks, perhaps being her boyfriend, you could imply that she has killed him with a crowbar. This would definitely explain why she would be in hell. Murder-suicide. Well, I definitely hope I have included a proper explanation, a good synopsis of the video, and a good explanation of the video in this video. A simple 2-minute flash video from Japan from 2003 has a lot more deeper meaning than you might think. On surface value, it's a cute video with cute music and cute animals. But if you dig deeper, you'll find a whole lot more. The fast-paced nature of the video is excellent for making the darker undertones of the video less obvious. It is very clever with Koshi Ando, the person who made this, making it rather interesting to delve into. Of course, Natsumi is their flagship character now, as this is potentially one of their most popular Flash videos, for good reason. Going out of your way to research it, it's rather interesting. There is not much to be known, and it is a nice murder-suicide tale all compressed in 2 minutes. Well, I definitely hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, and please, if there is more, leave a comment. I would definitely love to make more videos such as these. Anyways, cheers lads.